All right, so moving on to the next segment. I'll be predicting which AFC teams will win their respective divisions this upcoming NFL season. So I'll be naming all divisions in the AFC, starting off with the AFC East. I am going with the New York Jets to win the AFC East for the first time in 20 years. The last time that the New York Jets won this division, the AFC East, was dating back all the way to 2002. So it's been a very long time, even though they've been to the AFC Championship two different times. Since the 21st century, they have yet to win the AFC East since 2002. This team last year, the Jets went 7-10 despite going through a quarterback carousel of Zach Wilson, of Mike White, of Joe Flacco. This team somehow, some way, still found a way to go 7-1 last year. And they lost their rookie running back, Breece Hall, who was looking very phenomenal in his first few NFL career games. Unfortunately, towards ACL, they lost him for the second half of the NFL season. But then, during this offseason, as a talented team, young talented team this is, you had a future Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, a four-time MVP in his own right, former Super Bowl champion, to a roster that is young, talented on both sides of the ball. This team, the New York Jets, could be in line to be one of the best teams in the AFC and the National Football League this year. You look at the offense. Offense is loaded with Aaron Rodgers. They have Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall, good 1-2 punch in the running back backfield for the team. They have Garrett Wilson, a young stud at the wide receiver position. I do believe that he could have the connection that Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson could have the connection similar to what Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams had it with the Packers. And defensively, I will say they have one of the best front sevens in the National Football League. Their defense will be led by their two-star corners in Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed, which will be one of the best cornerback duos in the National Football League. But I'm going with the Jets because I'm not fully sold on the Buffalo Bills. Their Super Bowl window is definitely closing fast. They have some leadership issues going on in the locker room. They lost a few pieces on the defensive side of the ball during NFL free agency. The Dolphins will miss Jalen Ramsey all the way up until December. That's going to miss out on an incredible cornerback duo that could have been with Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard until he gets back. And once again, Tua is one injury away from the Dolphins not being a contender and turning into pretenders. So the Patriots are just not ready to compete for a contentionship to win this division and win a playoff game or go on any further than that. So my pick for the AFC East is going to be the New York Jets. Then you look at the AFC North. I am going with the my voice today. But the AFC North, I am going with the Cincinnati Bengals. I trust Joe Burrow the most out of any quarterback right now in the AFC North. He's turned the culture around for the Cincinnati Bengals thus far in his NFL career making the Super Bowl. He's already made a Super Bowl appearance, played in back-to-back AFC championships. Already helped the Bengals become AFC champions just a year ago. He's already won 5 playoff games in just 3 NFL seasons. The division is his until proven otherwise, and that is why I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals. But I will say, though, I do believe, before I go any further, my prediction is I do believe that this division is in store to be the best division of football. When you talk about all the talented teams, the Ravens, the Steelers, the Browns, I do believe that this division will be the best in football this upcoming season. But back to the Bengals. You already know they got weapons all around. Joe Burrow at the quarterback, Joe Mixon in the running back position, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd at the wide receiver position. They added Irv Smith Jr., former tight end for the Minnesota Vikings, lost his job when the Vikings landed T.J. Hockenson in a trade last year with the Lions. They also upgraded their offensive line to protect Joe Burrow, and a big signing getting Orlando Brown during the NFL free agency. So, as high as I am on that Baltimore Ravens team this year, I can't lock them in to win this division because this team has players, offensive skill players, that is known to be out due to injury. Odell Beckham, Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, all responsible for missing time due to injuries over the last few years. And the Marlon Humphrey injury really hurts the Baltimore Ravens secondary. That's going to be very thin without him for the first few games. Still no timetable on when he's supposed to return. And then you have the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're going to be a very competitive team, both of them. And we could see something for the first time in NFL history where 4 teams from a division could make the playoffs. That's how high I am on all 4 teams, but I'm not so high on the Cleveland Browns or the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this division yet. But I do believe this will be the best division of football. Moving on to AFC South, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this division. That 27-0 comeback that they had against the Chargers in the wild card round really spoke volumes to me of how Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson are going to change the culture for the Jacksonville Jaguars moving forward. It's going to take that. They're both going to take that franchise to new heights and new levels that the franchise has not seen yet. And the Jaguars are clearly the best team in this division. You look at the other 3 teams, Titans have a lot of question marks of who will be the guy that will replace Ryan Tannehill if he goes down. If you guys remembered, Ryan Tannehill missed a lot of time, really the second half of the NFL season last year. Without him, the Titans went on a downward spiral, lost consecutive games in a row, which led them to losing the AFC South to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then you have the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. Both teams are respectively rebuilding in their own ways. The Houston Texans have a rookie quarterback with a brand new head coach. Same with the Indianapolis Colts, rookie quarterback, brand new head coach. And the interesting thing is the Colts only have 2 players that's 30 years old and no older. So that team is very young, very fresh. So both of those teams are going to be rebuilding. I don't expect any of them to compete this year. Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win this division. Then, moving on to the AFC West, I am picking the Kansas City Chiefs to win this division. If they have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, they're always going to be my pick to win the AFC West. And they will continue to win this division every year as long as those 2 are together, in my respective opinion. The Chiefs have won this division for the last 7 years in a row. That's the longest streak of division titles right now in the NFL today. I expect them to win this division for a 8th consecutive time this NFL season. So the Chargers, I do believe, will be a good team this year. They have a new play caller in Kellen Moore, former offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to have Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Mike Evans, Quentin Johnson, rookie wide receiver from TCU. But the defense is questionable because players like Joey Bosa and Derwin James have an injury history. And history has shown that when both of those guys are out, the defense takes a step backwards. And it's not as good and it's not as elite as what it should be. And the defense, to me, is very suspect right now after blowing a 27-0 comeback to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'm not so sure how good the Broncos will be with Russell Wilson and Sean Payton this year. Earlier in the episode, I did say that Russell Wilson would be an improved quarterback, but I'm not sure how good the team will be this year with Russell Wilson and Sean Payton yet. Jerry Jeudy's going to be out with a hamstring injury for several weeks. That's going to hurt them offensively. Then I believe that the Raiders definitely downgraded from going from Derek Carr to Jimmy Garoppolo. Defense has holes everywhere besides the defensive line and Max Crosby on the defensive line, Chandler Jones. Other than that, they have a lot of thin holes defensively, holes at linebacker, holes at cornerback, holes at safety. I believe that the Raiders are a good 6 to 7 win team at best this year, but those are my AFC division prediction winners this upcoming NFL season.